Okay, welcome everyone to Tuesday, January 9th, Bike Pit Committee meeting. And there's Brett signing on.
Brett's joining. Okay. Brett.
Hi.
Hi, Brett.
Hello.
Brett.
Hello.
Turn my backs to you.
Yeah, sorry
That's okay.
you haven't been sick. Hope you get better. How's it been?
I'm much better. Just dragging.
Yeah, I had it last month. So.
Oh. And you're all better?
Yeah.
Good.
I was vaccinated, and so I was surprised I caught it, but it wasn't too bad, so that was good.
Yeah, same with me. I got the most recent vaccination in October, and I guess it's very contagious, I guess.
Well, thanks for being here, and we'll just barely call the meeting to order, and we will first go over minutes. Any comments or corrections? I think Thank you, Bruce. Is there a second? Thank you. All, any further discussion? All in favor? Great. Oh,
That was my bad, sorry.
okay.
I only have printed version.
And then, let's see. And our minute taker tonight is Russ. Thank you, Russ. And moving on, we will public comment. We have no members of the public here, so we will proceed. New business. Was there a pedestrian fatality on 19?
I released the issue again, so we.
Yeah, Bruce, yeah,
Yes.
go ahead. What you
I
got?
heard from my neighbor across the street.
Yeah.
Jim, that, you know the guy that used to walk up and down 9, up and down Hallway?
His family owned seems
Essentially,
across the
right.
road.
Was killed in a pedestrian accident here on me. Now, I don't have anything else to confirm it, but I think we should, if it's true, we certainly should look into it. If any pedestrian fatality. And I wonder how we do that. We have to request the police department for records, or how do we go about doing that? Sure.
Did he say what month that was?
No, I haven't seen him for several months. You know, you usually see him.
Yeah, regularly.
Yeah, well, so
So I did a little bit of research today, and I did contact the police department, to see what I could find. And so what they were able to tell me that there was an incident, a traffic incident that did lead to a pedestrian death, and that it occurred on Juniper and 99. They said it is still under investigation, still an open investigation, so that's all the information that they were able to give me at this time. That was all the information they're able to give me.
could they give you a date?
No, that was not. So when the investigation is closed, we can get the whole detailed report, but that was all the information.
So did they have a date? I'm sorry, did they have a date?
I was not given a date. I was just given the information.
And this investigation's been drug out
How long?
very, very long.
Yeah, so it was on Juniper and at Juniper and 99. So in that general area.
When?
I don't know, crossing 99.
When I can do that.
It's Glenn, Launger, 63. It's just weird. It said he was driving a Nissan.
No,
Oh, no, but that's what. It just was. Oh, I'm looking at it. I think, guess maybe this was might have been a different. That's all.
that was,
Doesn't have the date on it.
that was the accident. Back in 22, it was an accident on the 99 bridge out of town.
Yeah, this is a,
Well,
this is a,
Yeah, it's out there. That's something different.
yeah.
And I inquired with the records department, just said recent, is there a recent? Because I assumed there was recent information
Yes.
since we hadn't discussed it.
Right.
And so this was what their response was to me when I said that. So it doesn't give us a lot of information, but does appear to be true, and we have more information. Better understandings.
We could maybe make a request for the investigation to be done.
Yeah, because at that point it would be all public record,
Right.
so we can certainly request, more detailed information then. I don't know when that would be.
That's right next to the
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Canby people filming,
Yeah.
pedestrians and crashes and stuff that are right around here. That one didn't show up on the article.
Okay. I think it's about 4, right?
That's,
Yeah,
That's
it was
also an outside city limits.
well, we don't really know anything other than.
Can't do anything. So,
Right.
that's- All right.
All right.
Would it be inappropriate to make a motion to make the request for those records when they're available? Or should we be waiting? I don't know what's interesting.
I mean, I definitely think we should follow up, and maybe we should also make a more general inquiry also as far as pedestrian deaths in general.
Pedestrian accidents,
Accidents
Canby
and
and-
pedestrian deaths. So
so we know that it would be helpful other than anecdotal to add to our, since that's one of our two things.
Yeah.
Or name. So, yeah, what should we do?
So,
So let's make a motion that we request the records on this fatality, in addition to previous pedestrian injuries and accidents that's for the last 10 years? Is it for that, or is that?
I am thinking, what does this committee think? Is 10 years reasonable? I'm processing in my head, how much work and remodel
Well,
and
what,
infrastructure
do you know
change
if
have we had?
if there's any city records, is there someplace that you or somebody else could go and easily get the same information?
No, so I had to
You
I
have
had
to
to
pull it.
file a police records request today. So it's not like I can spend the time parsing through the information. I don't know, what their system looks like on their end. My comment would be, I think the time frame should kind of vary a little bit based on severity. So are we talking about any pedestrian incident, right? I don't know the level that normally gets.
Yeah.
I think any time,
Recorded, but
anything that
any-
requires hospitalization would be fine.
Okay.
But why don't you give us what you think it should be? You followed the gist of this, you know the process we have to go through. And let's not make it burdensome. 10 years too long, I just threw it out. I think 5 years would be okay too.
I would think maybe we start with 5, and then if it's not, there's not much information there, we can say, hey, can we get the next 5 years past that?
And you want to say hospitalization too? Or just leave it
Well,
off?
why don't we, instead of that, state pedestrian incidents, accident, fatalities, accidents.
Well, but death and accidents in the last 5 years involving pedestrians.
Basically, if there's an instance, the police respond to it, they'll do a record.
I think
You know, whether
incident
it's
is
a woman,
gonna
it
cover
is-
it, because otherwise they're gonna be.
And if it's more minor than that, they're not gonna even show up, so.
Yeah,
Okay, so police response for pedestrian incident is the threshold that we.
Right.
Okay,
And in particular, right, for citizens.
so.
Sure.
And I'm looking at, there's an ODOT program, provides resources to help.
I remember that in the county too. I should check with Scott on that too.
So is there a record of police responses for accidents involving pedestrians for the past 5 years to present? That'll be all I'll put in this for motion.
Thank you. And
Well, since Emma's gonna have to be the one who requests it, should we wait till she gets back and formalize it?
Direct, Ellen? Well, I guess it's that person she, yeah. To seek.
And I was pulling up here just to see if there was a quick reference.
There's no traffic light at Juniper. And no marked crosswalk.
So he was crossing outside of it.
Now Juniper's only on the south side, it's not on the north side of 99E.
So was he maybe crossing it?
Might be crossing.
That wasn't crossing 99, he could have been going from one corner to the other corner on Juniper in 99 too.
Where does Juniper come out?
And somebody could have gone on the corner.
Does Juniper come out down by where,
It's right next to the Canby telephone.
okay,
Right.
yeah.
And there's no intersection of this, it isn't,
No,
like, three goes across, it's just.
It doesn't.
No, and there's no crosswalk there.
Yeah.
What do you think, Brett?
I think you're all right.
I just see you sitting over there, you know?
Okay, Emma's
did we
back.
make a decision?
Yeah, I think we did.
Okay,
Go ahead, Russ, you got
Oh,
it.
yeah, request a record of police responses for accidents involving pedestrians for the past 5 years to present day, or to present. That sound right?
sounds good to me.
We also,
And is
including the
there-
incident on Juniper 99 as a, okay.
And there's, is there a second for that motion?
Second.
Thank you, Cliff. Discussion? Ready to vote? All in favor? We're so easy. Okay, thank you. That was unanimous. And any further comment on this subject before we move on? If not, again, we'll.
I locked all the doors, I don't know.
All right.
That's your last version.
Moving on to our discussion of our city council liaison. And yes, please.
I was going to look at the draft you wrote, and I just quickly read it, and it,
Yeah,
so maybe we might review it.
well, here's I've been giving it some thought as I was drawing that up, it just seemed, now that we have and we touched on this a little bit in late November, but I think there's a chain of command we should be going through and recognizing so that we are not, embarrassing anyone or.
Stepping on toes.
Yeah, or cutting ourselves off at the knee, because we serve at the behest of City Council. So the chain of command goes to our city administrator, and then now that we have one in place, we will let her know what our concern is, and we'll address that letter to her. And then we will, if we don't get a response there and attendance by our city councilor, then we will move up to the mayor, and then from the mayor to city council. So does that sound correct?
Is that, you're correct, we don't go to the mayor first, or do we go to the administrator first? I mean, she's right, whatever the change, if we should follow
The
it,
only thing
really
that-
the change is missing.
The only thing that I'm
And
wondering
for a
about
long time, we were.
is that the city administrator is an employee, Emma's an employee. We're volunteers, we were appointed by the city council, we weren't appointed by the city administrator. We were appointed by the city council. I'm not saying that that's wrong to bring it to the attention of the city administrator, but it seems to me we're gonna, it just be one of many things. And then the city administrator has to take something to the mayor or to the council that they're not familiar, this is a new administrator, right? So they're not familiar with the players.
Well, she's been around.
Okay, but
She was.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I think this is a political issue.
yeah, that's fine.
And thus it should go to the mayor. And, does the mayor appoint, who picks?
Well, the mayor signs our,
I know, but who
things.
picks the council that will be represented? It's the mayor, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know if it's the mayor or kind of collectively council discusses and chooses. I'm not sure how that process.
I think it should go to the mayor.
Yeah, because my sense would be that it would be, there are committees within the city that are higher priority than we are. Because is the mayor still the liaison for parks?
I think,
No, it's gone to Davis,
Who?
Jim Davis.
Oh, okay. But he's a big political player, though.
He's on that council.
So they're not going to,
Yeah.
if he says, I want this, chances are they're not going to say, well, no, Jim, you can't have that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that maybe Herman being the lowest on the denominator, maybe it's like, okay, you take Bruce. Greg wanted this committee, and now it appears like maybe nobody else does or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
How did he end up with this committee?
yeah, they could just liquidate us.
What?
They could just.
Oh, yeah, they could.
So, but here's the thing.
There's some
is
funding
that-
that they would liquidate if they did that too.
So,
And I don't know if they're, I don't know how aware council is aware of this attendance.
They are, probably.
So,
And
who's
that's-
to say their reaction? I'll just give my 2 cents.
Yes.
I think if,
And
yeah,
you're an employee,
sure,
and I would
not,
suggest you
Okay.
step back.
okay.
I mean,
Well-
after the meeting, I would be glad to hear you.
You know
but
what,
I-
I'm going to override that,
Okay,
okay? Because I don't think she's going to be endangering herself or anything.
yeah.
I was just gonna make a recommendation to kind of how I view the different approaches to delivering the information. And that I think Eileen is the less, what's the right word, visible route, or, I think she will take it up to the right people, which I believe is the mayor. That is kind of the quieter way to do it, I guess I would call it.
And I think Can I add on to this?
Yes, and that's all I'll say,
Is
is that's
that-
how I see that approach being.
Because if it's just an administrative sort of thing, because, Herman's claim has been he hasn't gotten the emails. And that is something, that way we can kind of cross our Ts and make sure that that administrative part has been addressed to the proper administrator, the person who is supposed to make things connect. So that way we've done our due diligence on that. If there's something we're not providing him, our city
Who's in the
administrator can say
email?
that.
Loop for all this, the minutes and the agenda. Herman's on this,
And
right? And
He's
city
on-
council
and on
some
that,
way.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that they read it all, but the person liaison should read it.
Just Herman is on it, and,
Okay.
and you
And-
all as members.
Well, if
and
you read it, you
And-
would have seen what we said last month. And if it was a concern to him, either it would ignore it,
But
or he would address it, or if he didn't read it at all, then we're just going, I'm quite adamant about this.
The minutes did not go out to him.
What?
The minutes did not go out to him.
The minutes don't go out,
no,
just the agenda?
Yes.
Yeah, usually the minutes are reviewed at the meeting itself, so
Yeah.
those-
So if
they're
you don't
not,
come to the meeting,
they're
you're
not
not going to see the
broadly
minutes.
distributed.
right.
It is on the agenda, right, I mean, it's a vague, but there's an item on the agenda that says.
Well, I'm pretty adamant about it. I think if we go to the city administrators, it's going to add another 2 or 3 months before it ever gets to the mayor.
1 month.
May I
Why is it-
inject a thought here?
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's I don't think it's collectively done. I'll bet the mayor picks who does what. Okay? So you got a weak link. Somebody's not a very strong player. Or which committee would you assign them to? You assign them to finance?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You put it in where you can do the least damage. I hate to say it, that's us.
I know,
So
and I,
I don't like it, but I'm wondering, I've thought about this, how's this gonna turn out? So I'm gonna step here. What do you have to say? Or, Brittany, do you wanna say something here? Come on, I can hear you.
well, no, I don't.
I'm just listening.
That we're overall, we're down at the bottom of the tier. However, we still deserve the same kind of recognition, the same kind of, we don't deserve to be insulted, which we're being insulted now, as far as I'm concerned. Because if somebody runs for the city council, which this gentleman did, and won, he has certain obligations. And I don't care if we're just a shit-ass committee that nobody cares about except us. Either respect us, liaison with us, or get rid of us. Those are the 3 choices because since we lost our good representation, I feel like we're in the wind, we're blowing. Nobody knows what the hell we're doing. We don't even, we don't have, we haven't moved forward on anything. I mean, okay, I think you've got my point.
Yes.
I'm just biding my time until the political atmosphere in Canby changes.
Also, I know you get frustrated, but also the TSP, the comprehensive plan, the parks plan, these are the blueprint which the things that make things happen. So as we feel like we're not accomplishing anything, there's a lot happening that we have to make sure that going on to our comprehensive plan, that we get in there and advocate, and concerned citizens, if they want to advocate for connectivity and bike lanes and things like that, that's where we need to get this in, to the TSP, to the comprehensive plan, we worked on the parks fund. So there is a lot going on, but it doesn't feel like much, I realize. And the city has been in disarray, quite honestly.
The city has been in disarray.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like we're in disarray, but I still, it still comes down to, all I'm asking for is a political link to the city council. We have a great staff link. Yes, very good staff link. And we've had good staff links all the way along since I've been on the committee. And we used to have a good political link. Even though he was on the opposite side of politically of everybody else, he was a good link and let us know what's going on and give us advice on how to deal with things. Now we got nothing. We've got the least experienced city councilman, which is okay, they got to learn someplace, but we have a city councilman who doesn't care. It's quite obvious. He's been to 2 meetings. This will be.
Has it been 2 hours?
Yeah, he went to the first one, because I didn't meet him until the second one he went to. This first one, I was out of town. And that's when people said, oh, he came to the first meeting. And then he came to the second one. I met him was in the summer. And I don't know how he got shamed to come. I don't know. I'm getting overboard. I'm trying to keep myself restrained because I do think that we should approach the mayor very, very soft, very delicately, very considerate of, and just say, I don't know how we do it. We do it in such a way that we're not attacking him like I've been doing. You don't want me writing it.
I know. I think Cliff made a pretty good point. And I know that in my career, there's a right time to do something, and other times you just gotta wait. And so I think if we push really hard, that'll be a mistake. So I'm looking at Mindy's letter, and I'm thinking instead of asking for a new council liaison, we just ask the mayor for his assistance in this regard. Doesn't say what he should do, it just might mean he talks.
Yeah, that's a kind of softer approach I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Where you're asking the mayor, what do you think? What do you think?
Whether we direct this to the mayor or to the city administrator, either way, but I think we should not be asking for a new liaison, because we're getting the solution, let them decide what's the best thing to do. He's elected, they can't kick him off. And as I said, he's the weakest link in the whole council.
And they're not going to
Right.
want to send him anywhere.
Right.
So, also, I appreciate your passion and your concern and frustration. I do think that checking with the city administrator to at least touch base with her to see if there is any, before we not drag the mayor into this, but that we at least, if what we're requesting is, how do we get our counselor to show up? Because we've been sending, we can ask, just find out, is there something we're not doing that, to let them know, so that way, when we talk to, I can CC the mayor.
But as a practical matter, the administrator, the councilman doesn't work for the administrator. So how are we?
I know,
you're putting
but
the
the city
administrator
administrator works for the mayor.
I know, but I think you're putting the administrator in a delicate position.
I think you're right.
You're putting them in the political,
I think what you do is, this is what I think we should do. I think we should change the language so we only ask for their assistance, make the request to the mayor, where it's political, this is a political body, supposedly, to another political, not to the administrative side. I think it would be asking, really, the mayor needs to pull them aside in about 30 seconds, say, hey, you guys start showing up. This is your responsibility. I don't see that the city administrator is wanting to do it.
I think that if there are excuses provided about saying, oh, they didn't have my right email, or they haven't been
We don't
sending
care
me
about
these
these
things.
things. We just like to
This
see-
way
see-
this way I can have reinforcement from at least the city administrator to know that we've done everything correctly in getting them here.
I think that's the incorrect way to do it. I think you're involving somebody who's not a politician. I mean, we always think of politicians as being national and stuff, but we're a political body, whether we like it or not, because we're appointed by a political body. And we're a subdivision of a political body, which is the city council. And the Emma and the administrator and everybody else, they're employees of the city. And the administrator doesn't appoint us. The mayor and the city council appoint us. So if we bring the city administrator into it, I mean, city administrator might go quietly and talk to the mayor and say, you know, maybe this is what you want, but the city, it feels like they're not getting adequate representation or adequate whatever. And can you do anything about it? So now you've made the city administrator the person who's making the request when it's us.
I think when the shit hits the fan, when you can at least go through that we went through proper administrative channels.
We're talking on two different, we're talking on two
Because, no,
different.
Everybody's
I
asking
know.
the same thing.
My
We just
point-
agree that what
No,
happened.
no, we're talking about
My
what is
point-
the chain of command. I'm saying the chain of command is political, you're saying it's both administrative
If-
and political. You're saying they're
I'm
both in the
saying-
same chain of command, and I'm saying they're not.
No, I am saying,
Mindy,
wait a minute,
All right.
let me say that the first thing they're gonna ask is accountability on our side. What have you done? You know, he's saying that he's not getting this information, da, 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 da. So we have to make sure we have done the right things. That is what I'm gonna be contacting the city administrator about. Is there something here? We want to make sure that we have our ducks in a row so that when we approach the mayor, they can't turn it back on us.
What would the ducks be?
Not my turn.
Yeah.
If Emma was not showing up, all right?
You can do this without me.
Right, no, we need you. If you weren't showing up,
Uh-huh.
we would go to the city administrator. She is a city employee. That would be the correct
What would
way.
be there?
We wouldn't go to the mayor. Okay? That's why I think we should go to the mayor. And not only that, here's another thing. I don't think we're going to get anything done one way or the other and put this issue to rest. We're going to be fuming about it forever, but I think it's true. I think it's not much is going to happen until he gets voted out.
Well, no, I don't disagree with that. It may not mean that all of a sudden we get a new liaison and be really excited about working with us, or even start showing up and start taking an interest. That's why it has to be a very softly worded letter to the mayor, not attacking him. Like I said, I shouldn't write it because I probably couldn't control myself. But, you know, Bruce could write it, you could write it. It's just that I hate, okay, well, let's go back to the thing I was thinking about. You said ducks in a row. Okay. Do we have a record that the councilman has been notified of every meeting, the date, the time, the location of every meeting?
I would have to pull my emails, but I believe so, that should be.
I usually see them on the emails. So I don't know what.
And also it is posted on the city
It's also on-
calendar.
He knows it's his
Okay, so-
He knows it's
No, my
his
question is,
responsibility.
what other ducks do there need to be? Cliff calling him up and saying, hey, Herman, you're going to get the
Do you
meeting
need a
tonight?
ride?
Hey,
You want to walk with me?
I reminded him in person when he was my neighbor.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so,
And did he show up?
No,
Yeah.
So, everyone has spoken multiple times, but
Okay,
Brittany,
Brett,
you need to weigh in, we need to wake up and weigh in.
I don't know if I want to get in the middle of this. No.
yeah,
No, I think because it's not like the mayor is the president of this country where we would have to, we'd want to go through other channels, the vice president or whatever. And we're a relatively small town. I think it's not out of line to go to the mayor and even ask him, hey, should we talk to the city administrator first? We're not really sure how to handle this. And that's what we're wanting help with. What's the next step we can take? And just going about it like that.
you know what?
Well, I was asking for
I can
his
do
assistance.
that. I can do that. I can just shoot him a quick email and just say, hey, council hasn't shown up, but for two,
Very first.
should we be making a formal request to you and the council, or do I go to the,
No, just ask for his assistance.
okay,
Leave it
ask for
there.
his
Ask for his assistance, stop there. He can delegate it to the administrator, or he can do it himself personally. And don't make a request what it should be, because,
Okay, good.
Okay, so it's gonna be an email to the mayor
what's
asking for advice.
I don't think it's gonna make any difference.
I don't think so.
No, it probably won't, but
Right
at least we,
I mean, if he shows up to meetings, I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
no, I don't think so either, but we have.
If we have another liaison, I don't think it's gonna make a difference.
No, but what I mean though is
So
we,
I think we're just making a big deal out of it. What are we trying to do as a committee, and what are we stopped from doing by not having a liaison here?
well, because so, I get back to this because of having studied political science, and so, and politics is in much more than the national politics. If you don't have a connection to the people who actually finally vote on a budget, who actually are the ones to make the decisions about whether we're going to go forward with a bike path, if we're going to, whatever it happens to be, that's a city council, a position that they have to take. Now,
I agree with that.
okay,
My number one thing that I think we should get done as a committee in the next year or two or whatever is, bike path, the developing the traversal property.
right.
Do we have support on the council right now for that?
Well, I presume we don't have it for expending any money on it.
Right,
But if the point comes when we can through talking with the liaison, let that person know what our position is, because he has no idea what we think about anything. Then if it does get to the point where it's going to be a money issue or going to be something going from the city council, at least we'll have somebody who they're going to either go in and say, well, I don't think it's a big deal. I'm the liaison of this committee. I don't think it's a big deal. Or they're going to at least present our position.
maybe.
Well, the thing is, what you're saying is, let's just
There's
find.
a reason to have a liaison. And that is,
I think we should have a liaison.
so he can see that it gets into the chip.
I think we should work on having a liaison.
But
I don't think it's gonna be a game changer.
it doesn't have to be a game changer right now. We just have to have somebody who is going to come, I mean, the minimum is to come, dedicate 10 Tuesdays a year, because that's about all the meetings we hold, 10 Tuesdays a year, an hour and a half each. That's all the commitment that they have to be able to do anything after that. Because we're not going to go in their office and see what they're doing. But maybe at some point we'll get a liaison that cares. But if we sit around and wait until the Greens are voted in,
But,
we'll all be dead.
but we're not waiting. We're talking about making inquiries.
Yeah, I know. But I'm getting the
I'm not
wrong
against-
I'm
impression.
going to put a suggestion out that we just write a letter to the mayor asking for his assistance in the fact that our liaison does not attend meetings except for the very first two. stop there.
Yeah, it's not the
Yeah.
first two, it's
It's like
one,
one-
He had one,
one
this two,
in
and then,
the
Okay.
late fall, and
and
I
the
think it was
second,
late fall, I think it was
he
summer.
did February and
I did
maybe
January, we did
July.
January, and did like maybe July, because I didn't go to the January meeting, and that's the one you said he was at.
So, and I would say, let's put the rest of this issue to bed, because we're just going to this.
Well, we need some kind of motion with a motion, and that's the general.
Yeah, I made a motion.
Okay.
Write a letter to the mayor,
Man,
asking for his assistance,
A letter or email?
letter or email, it doesn't matter.
And,
And citing this lack of attendance by our ladies up.
yeah, and ask for the mayor's help,
That's right.
and,
And then direct us what to do.
Yep.
What not to do.
mhm.
It says, sorry, I don't do it with a meter.
All right. Is there a second?
Second?
Second, thank you. And any further discussion? All in favor?
Okay.
Great, unanimous, thank you.
Oh, that's the most heated we've ever been.
Okay, I know.
Well, you know, it's just like maddening that, as
Ah,
you said, he's definitely his obligations and it's not respect.
Yeah,
Okay.
I understand that people get this.
and moving on, thank you all. Logging road CIP input.
I thought we were gonna.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna have someone here.
Yeah. We need to just postpone that to next time
Yeah.
and do it again.
Okay.
remind me what CIP is.
Capital improvement plan, it's
Gotcha.
long-term planning, and basically, yeah, I'm seeing the logging road deteriorate slowly. It isn't like we have to have money next year to pave a mile of it. But, you know, that takes planning out 5, 10 years, and we need to get a placeholder, and I think we need to get the maintenance department, Jeff Snyder here. He said he had it on his book, so
Yeah,
you want to contact him? or you
Yeah,
want me to
I will.
contact? Okay,
I
you
will
will,
contact him.
okay? Because, I mean, I contacted him, he said wrote an email to him, he said as long as the calendar,
I'll CC you.
okay, yeah, copy me, please.
If it would be possible, not necessarily tonight, but I think complementary to that, a written letter, you know, if you sent an email, if a collective letter from the committee, you know, to kind of detailing like where, you know, you're seeing, you know, are there pockets, you know, what is the scope that you think needs to be done?
I've already done that.
Okay, so maybe at the next meeting, if you could bring that and the committee discuss, I think having it in written form to carry forward, right, to as many iterations of the CIP would go a long way for
Basically, I
staff
said,
to have.
deterioration of the pavement, and it's getting rough between township
Okay.
and territorial.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was
Most heavily used
that's the most, yeah.
Section.
And it's the oldest too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's ever been repaved since they paved it the first time, which let's go back 35 years.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't remember it being done when I was here. I don't know.
The 80s
Yeah,
or early 90s. Anyway,
a long time.
okay. Staff and council update. Herman? No? Okay. Emma?
I'll try and.
Oh, we'll do that in minutes.
I have a couple of various items. I thank you all for sending comments on the maps that we looked at last meeting. I know they were the best quality. I compiled all of those into a memo and sent them to the traffic consultant yesterday. So those should be reflected in the updated memo. The existing conditions, you know, where the sidewalk, where the bike lanes is, that is, you know, clear how they would update that. That is just, but some of the more discretionary elements for the level of service, I'm going to discuss with them how, you know, how to best represent that in the memo and kind of incorporate that. Something else. we talked about last time, the comp plan mapping exercise, the Cultivating Candy Comprehensive Plan meeting that was November, I believe.
And there's one coming up.
So there's kind of a redo in a sense of this mapping exercise again for people who weren't able to attend, or given that the meeting was extremely busy. That is on the 24th of this month, which is, I don't know the date, or the day of the week. Wednesday, the 24th at Baker Prairie. Did I send out an email?
Yes, you did.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you all have the information.
Yes.
And,
Can I, if,
Sure.
when you're finished on that, I.
the only thing I was gonna say is Britt, I know you have some contacts at Cultivating not Cultivating, Bridging Culture.
Bridging Cultures.
There is a Spanish version of the flyer that I can send to you if you want to distribute that as well.
Oh, yeah, that would be great, sure.
I will send that to you.
And in reviewing some of the materials, some of, when you do look at that, if you haven't already, from Emma on the Cultivating Canby and what they're going to be going through and kind of explaining what the meeting's going to be about. One thing that is there that I didn't quite grasp at the first meeting, so I'm going to make sure I go to the second meeting, is that, they have a place to mark or sidewalks in a certain ink or bike lane or bike path or, those things. So, or connections that you need between parks and schools or whatever. So I encourage anyone interested in advocating for that, which is this committee, and any and all other interested community members to attend and be sure to recognize that part in
You say
the.
here, or you say
At
Baker
Baker Prairie.
Baker Prairie.
And I thought the last meeting, that wasn't done, it was mostly
I know.
the planning outside the city, the rural boundary.
Yeah, but then at the end of the meeting, or when we were almost through with it, I took a moment and I saw that there was, the pens that you could write these connections, and we just missed that altogether. And then when I saw this attachment that was sent with it, you'll see it in there.
It was technically in the scope, but I think
It
there was
was
so much going on and
Yes.
so little time to, map out all I think the land use map, where should the uses go kind of became the primary focus.
Yeah,
Getting
So-
around.
Attention, so.
it's been a missed opportunity, and it is part within the scope. So.
Yeah, sure. And again, the meeting will focus on the same areas that are the study areas for the UGB expansion.
You said in an email earlier, right, about the next one?
Yes, I think I
Yeah,
sent the
sounds good.
flyer and the details, so that should have the time.
Yeah, the time.
I'm not sure where the school it is, or if that's like pretty obvious, I know it's the school. But
It's all attention there.
yeah, those details should be in. I'll send I can send a reminder to closer to the meeting. I'll try and
Oh, that
remember
would
to
be
do
great.
that.
And I think Jamie Stickle, if you're planning to attend, or friends or family are planning to attend, if we can respond,
Yeah.
Jamie Stickle's attachment is there, or she was the original sender.
Yes, I forwarded her email.
Yeah, so she wanted to have an idea of the people who
Oh,
were, numbers. If you're going to attend, let me know, kind of RSVP.
What time does it say?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock. Okay, does it say where at the school or just in the school? Okay. And yeah, if anyone wants to RSVP and can't find the exact email again, feel free to tell me and I'm happy to forward that information on to Jamie.
What you directed is what we thought we should be done. Can you send that out to us?
I'm not sure I understand what you're saying.
said earlier,
Like,
you had a comprehensive plan that you worked on the sidewalks.
Oh, those maps we
Yeah,
looked
those
at the
maps,
other
yeah.
day.
Oh, yes.
Can you send that out to us?
Yeah, you want me to resend the
Yeah,
latest?
resend that, 'cause
Okay.
I would like to go, if I go to this meeting, have that
Oh, sure,
reference.
okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, well, and you sent it within the past month.
Yeah, it might be hidden, but who knows, I can send it again.
Yes,
Can I ask a question? So this is another one that the whole community is invited to, right? Okay. Because I'm doing a posting right now with I clicked on the link that was in the email, and I'll post that link to the Cultivating Canby webpage, basically. And I'll reiterate that January 24th will be another opportunity to help form the future of Canby or something.
Yes, I like that verbiage.
Yeah. Anything else?
I have a question.
Yes.
Walnut Street Extension, is it still a thing you would think of?
Oh, there's just.
We do that, the next one.
Yes, I will ask about that.
Anything further on Stratton City and the
There was a new subdivision approved recently, but I don't know. It's very small. And then it's still under the appeal period, but last time, fairgrounds. They're new.
that was the,
Yeah, so it's replacing the livestock farm. But it's, a little bit more comprehensive than that. Various events.
I'm glad this fair's not leaving Canby.
I didn't realize how old the fairgrounds was until it was my project. I was reading it. 1909.
yeah. And it's really formed a lot of the flavor of Canby, I have to say. On to hotspots. Anybody concerned? I think that almost goes back to our discussion in asking for the pedestrian and bike deaths and Clackamas County, Bruce.
Be very, very, very brief.
Yeah,
There was no meeting.
no meeting.
And I was not so well about the Parks and Rec. I had a conflict to make that.
And otherwise, it sounds like we have our outreach list already. So anything else to add, Fred? Otherwise, we'll go forward.
I don't think so. Just send me anything that you think in the future, if something comes along that needs posting, just let me know.
Thank you.
And I just did post the January 24th.
Thank you.
Not so much a great responsibility, but just a reminder that we have a vacancy. So, if you want to spread the word verbally.
That's right.
If someone's interested, they shouldn't have to talk to anybody. They should just be able to go online.
Did you post that on the Facebook page?
Yeah, I had posted that. I'm just wondering, is there anything in the newspaper about that? Because oftentimes I feel like community-minded people the type of person who might be interested in the committee might also be the type of person who reads a physical Canby Herald newspaper.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because the committee vacancies are handled by a different department than mine, but I will contact them and see if they've done any outreach or if they can do.
I can say that's how I first learned about the committee was
Oh, okay.
in the newspaper.
I will ask.
I thought it
them
was
that.
through the Facebook, carbs, because I posted on carbs. That's how, I thought you got it, and I thought Jeff got it. What?
Sometimes you see it twice.
Yeah, you probably saw the
I
paper.
didn't, no, I didn't even know about carbs at the time. Well, maybe I did. I don't know. But no, I saw it in the newspaper. But did you say, Russ, that you saw a recent posting on carbs about it?
No, I said I put it up on carbs back when we had a couple of vacancies.
Yeah, and I think I had put it on both carbs and the logging road page. But I could do that again if I guess just get on the city website and find the link to the posting. Yes. Okay.
I think I sent it to you last month, Britt, but if you can't find it, let me know.
Okay, I'll look. Thanks.
And otherwise, thank you, Brett, very much. And our next meeting is going to be in February. Let's check and see if that date's going to be working.
I don't know. We're
February 13th. We're going to be on.
going to be on the next two meetings.
Where are you going?
On the 13th will be a Big Island. And on the
Good time to go.
and we have a regular time in March, will be in Vegas. Really.
Gee, we'd like to have members who would show up to meetings. Low blow.
Well, I didn't do it too, this year. Or last year.
All right, any other absences foreseen for February 13th? Otherwise, February 13th.
I have a question. Is Russ taking the minutes right now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, he is.
Okay, so I'm next then.
It's next.
February. Yeah. And Emma, could you at some point email me the agenda and the minutes that everyone has in front of them?
I will send it to you tomorrow.
Okay, perfect. No hurry. Thank you.
All right, if that, otherwise, there is no other stuff, we can take a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Cliff?
I didn't take a motion.
Oh,
You make a move.
there's
Make
a,
a move.
and, any further, otherwise, all in favor? Unanimous, thank you very much, and adjourned at, 7:30.
Very
Wow,
nice.
20 seconds.
Good.
I don't know, but we're gonna vote on it.
I know, things can open Thursday.
No. Thank you, I
Good night.
continue to heal,
Yes.
Yeah, stay healthy, everybody.
you too.